It is Tuesday, the 10th of June, and I haven't filmed a YouTube video in quite a while. So sorry about that. Sorry about the radio silence. I do apologise. Not that anybody gives a shit, to be honest. I fucking hate that I've just said that, because I actually hate when influencers, not that I'm saying I'm an influencer, but I hate when influencers are like, oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry I haven't been on stories all day. Okay. I mean, yeah, I was on the brink of tears, to be honest, because I hadn't heard from you for 24 hours, but I'm glad that you're here now. My day can start now that I've heard from you. Anyway, happy Tuesday. Where did I leave you? Well, the flat definitely was a much more of a hot mess than it is now, so that's a bonus. Yeah, we've been in Edinburgh for 3 weeks now, nearly 4 weeks, nearly a month. Fuck me, it's nearly a month. We've been in nearly a month. Wow. And I'm having the best time ever. I'm having the best time ever. We went on a morning run this morning. We did 8.5k, and we basically did a little tourist route around Edinburgh, which was delightful. Oh, hello. We went through sort of Cannon Mills area, Green Acre, something acre. And then we ran up to Princess Street, through Princess Street, down through Water of Leith, down through Stockbridge, and then back home. Really nice, really, really nice. And yeah, it's a beautiful day, much different to yesterday's weather. Yesterday was absolutely horrendous, probably the worst day's worth of weather we've had since we've moved here. But it's a glorious day today. And I'm getting stuck into client check-ins day 2. And now I'm going to have a little break to go and eat some breakfast. And I'll take you with me. Actually, I should probably tell you what to expect in this video. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know. I don't really have a plan for this video. I think it will just be a few days in the life. So we've got check-in day 2 today. I think me and Josh are going to go for a nice walk later this afternoon, make the most of the nice weather. And yeah, it's quite a normal week this week. Not really not a lot going on apart from Saturday, where we're travelling down to Stoke to see my dad in his current production that he's in. My dad is an actor. I don't know why anybody would know, because I don't think I've ever mentioned it here before. My dad's an actor, so we're going to go see his current production called What Happened to Phoebe Salt? Yeah, Whatever Happened to Phoebe Salt at the New Vic Theatre in Newcastle upon Lyme. So we're doing that on Saturday, but otherwise it's a really, really normal week, which is a bit weird for me because my life has not been normal for the last couple of months. We were actually back down in London, or Sussex technically, over the weekend for a friend's wedding, which was amazing. The rain was absolutely torrential. It was in the location, the venue was a place called Architectural Plants. And it was essentially like this massive garden centre, but they have these huge polytunnels where they grow all the plants. And in a couple of polytunnels, they have a big space where people can get married, and then another one where you can have the reception. So we were essentially in like a greenhouse for the whole day. And yeah, it was absolutely torrential rain outside. So much so that it kind of almost broke part of the polytunnel, and there was like an absolute waterfall, like a cascade of rain come through halfway through the speeches. But it made for an even more memorable day. So it was lovely. Anyway, I'm going to stop yabbering and we're going to go make some breakfast. Crumpets are such an elite carbohydrate. So I guess a little update on what my current kind of fitness goals, diet goals are at the moment is very much maintenance, maintaining my body weight after having dieted for 6 weeks or so in March, like February, March, because we are 2 weeks away from going on a 10-day trip to Greece and then over to Italy for 2 weddings. So the first wedding is in Greece for one of my best friends who I'm actually maid of honour for. And yeah, we're there from Wednesday to Tuesday. And then we fly over to Italy from Greece for one of Josh's uni mates' weddings in Puglia. That might be completely wrong. Somewhere kind of outside Rome. So we head over there on the Tuesday and then we're there until the Monday. So yeah, my dieting phase was in prep for a busy summer that I've had so far. And this is the sort of final climax point of this, of like my desire to maintain my physique specifically for this holiday. Obviously I want to maintain my physique all year round, but specifically for this holiday, I'm trying to be as on it as I can with my diet up till then, so that I feel my best when I'm obviously in bikinis and bridesmaid dresses and wedding guest dresses and all of that good stuff. So yeah, still tracking everything during the week and having a bit of a break away from tracking over the weekend, just so I don't get too consumed by it after having tracked for quite a while now, quite sort of meticulously. And yeah, just making sure that I've got good quality shit going into my body, good protein intake, all the good stuff. My breakfasts very rarely deviate from this setup. So 90% of the time I will have 0% fat Greek yogurt with 100 or so grams of fruit and some peanut butter with some carbohydrates on the side. So either a crumpet or some sourdough. Occasionally I will have oats. I used to have oats literally every single day for about 8-9 years. And then one day I just decided I preferred fruit and yogurt and toast. But occasionally I'll have oats, and then every so often, of course, I will have a pastry. But that's what we're having today. We got yogurt, straws, peanut butter. Pip and Nut is by far the best peanut butter on the market, easily. Smooth, I'm a smooth gal, not necessarily a crunchy fan. I will have it, but I prefer smooth. And then crumpet with a bit of butter. A bit of butter. And that is the breakfast that I will rotate. Not even rotate, that is the breakfast that I have. Yeah, 90% of the time. And I will just vary the quantities depending on what targets I'm hitting. So when I was like knee deep in dieting, I got rid of the crumpet and just had more yogurt and fruit. But now I'm in maintenance, I have more flexibility within my calorie target. I am having the carbs. It's also worth noting at the moment, because I have so much going on at weekends, pretty much, I've had stuff going on at weekends for a long time, for like the last couple of months. Pretty much every weekend bar none, I've had something going on. I've kept my calories slightly lower during the week. So still across the space of the week working at or around my maintenance target, but in order to elicit higher calorie days at the weekend, I've kept the week slightly lower calorie just to offset it a bit. There's a difference between being slightly lower on calories during the week to offset it at the weekend and seeing the week as your good period and then the weekend as your bad period. Because with the latter, the likelihood is that you will see your weekend as a, fuck it, I'm not dieting, let's have 17 takeaways. But it's fine because I've been good in the week. Whereas with my approach, it's a case of eating slightly less in the week, not significantly less. I'm talking like 100-200 calories less, give or take, than what I would normally have. And then keeping everything as normal as possible over the weekend, apart from like 2 to 3 meals. So between Friday night and Sunday night, so 7 meals, keeping 4 or 5 of those normal, and then having a bit of flexibility in the others and incorporating a little bit of alcohol in there, but again, not taking it stupidly far so that I can, balance it out across the week. Anyway, this is breakfast. Now, how good does that look? Perfect crumpet toastiness. Let me know if you agree. I mean, it is the perfect crumpet toastiness. There isn't actually a debate to be had about that. Shit ton of fruit, PB, yog, good stuff.
Where you have to extend the knee against some form of resistance. That's great for your vastus group, so medialis, intermedius, and lateralis.
And that is check-ins done. So the way I structure my one-to-one client check-ins is I'll do about 2/3 of them on a Monday. So I'll work pretty solidly from 8 till 4:30 on check-ins on a Monday, and then do sort of follow-up check-in notes and messages 4:30 till 6. And then on a Tuesday, I'll do 8 till sort of 12:30 doing check-ins, and then I'll spend the rest of the day doing follow-up messages, form checks. So the way that it works with our one-to-one client check-ins is they will send form feedback during the week via WhatsApp, and they will also upload form feedback videos onto their program platform. And I'll go through all of their training programs and update all of the notes from their form checks in their check-in. So they have both an audible format and a written format. So that takes a good few hours going through all clients' notes and messages and program checks and all of that sort of stuff. And then I'll spend the rest of the day doing some Instagram content for the next few days. So editing videos, editing photos and captions and all of that sort of stuff. But before we do that, I am absolutely Hank Marvin. So we're going to go get some lunch. Okay, so we got 1 egg and 100 mil of egg white omelette with mushrooms, tomatoes, and then I had some leftover like pepper and onion mix from the fajitas that we had last night for dinner. So I've just chucked some of that in there as well, and a little bit of toast with it, and that's going to be my lunch. Took 30 seconds to prepare, and will take 5 minutes to cook, and that'll be about 30 grams of protein. Loads of different veg, bit of carbs, bit of fat from the butter that it's cooking in. Pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, I quite literally have no sympathy for people who say that they don't have time to cook when they're working from home. Like, from start to finish, this will take me maximum 10 minutes, probably more like 7 minutes. If you don't have 7 minutes in your day to stop and make some lunch, you do. You do have 7 minutes to stop and make lunch. Even if you then end up eating that lunch at your desk, it's better than having nothing for like the majority of the morning and then like pigging out later in the day because you haven't eaten anything, or saying like, oh, I'll just have a piece of toast. No, you can be an adult. You can cook something better than that. Okay, definitely turned into more of a veggie scramble, but lunch is served. Yeah, literally took me like 7 minutes. If that. White bread isn't going to kill you. Got enough fibre in there to satisfy having white bread rather than brown bread. And that's my lunch. Just going to enjoy that and then get back to work. Little side note, but this stuff is like basically pumping through my veins at the moment. And it is so good on calorie ratio. For 15 grams, which is like a decent serving size, 46 calories. And it tastes so fucking good. So slather that over your chicken, rice and veg, and you'll be a happy gal, trust me. And we're coming up for air. Oh my God, that was a long afternoon. Good though, good afternoon, but long afternoon. And it is now, what time is it? 6:15, and we're logging off for the night because it is still so lovely outside, and I haven't been outside since I went for that run this morning. So I'm going to go and meet Josh for a nice little walk down the seafront and maybe go for a little drink in the pub, a little Coke Zero number, because it is a Tuesday after all. Not that I wouldn't love a margarita on a Tuesday, but we've got to be a little bit sensible. So we're going to head for a walk and a little drink and then come back and have some dinner. And yeah, I'll take you with me. It is so sunny and warm, but obviously like we're right next to the sea, so there's always going to be a bit of wind. So I physically can't leave the house without a coat or a jacket of some sort. I get too scared that I'm going to get cold and then I'm not going to enjoy myself. I'm such a cold person naturally. So the idea of leaving the house without a coat, like I have to be in like the Mediterranean if I'm gonna do that. And even then, 9 out of 10 times I will still bring a jacket with me, just in case. Morning. It is, what day are we on? Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I've just finished a gym session And I'm feeling bloody good. Oh, I did not want to get up this morning. Not in the slightest. Josh was up at 4:45 because he's got to catch a flight down to London for the day for work. And I woke up when he woke up and didn't go back to sleep. I feel so much better. After moving. Shock fucking horror. I'm feeling really zoned in at the moment with training. I've just started a new training block. I'm in a new gym. It's a really nice gym. It's really spacious. I very rarely have to wait for equipment or like move my session around because of lack of availability of equipment, which is amazing. And obviously got the wedding extravaganza in 2 weeks. Officially 2 weeks. We leave for the first wedding in Greece 2 weeks today, which is mental. So I'm zoned in, I'm getting my cardio done, I'm getting my sessions in, I'm eating well, and I'm going to get myself feeling as good as I can for these weddings. And it's a beautiful sunny day in Scotland. Bonnie wee Scotland. Right, I need to start driving and go home. And I'm not going to leave you playing whilst I drive because that would make me a twat. I cannot stand. There are a few things in life that piss me off more. Actually, there's plenty of things in life that piss me off more. But the people who drive and talk to the camera or talk to their stories or talk to their phone, vloggy style. I don't care if you're talking to somebody on the, like within the car system and you're still concentrating on the road. When you're talking to the camera and like looking at the camera and directing your focus to the camera and away from the road, you are a grade A, class A twat. I don't know why I whispered that because I just said it out loud 5 seconds ago. But so I'm going to turn you off and then I'm going to drive and then I'm going to see you when I'm home. Showered, changed, ready to rock and roll. This is the most boring content I may have ever filmed and may ever film in my life. But I want to talk you through how I make my Nespresso coffee because basically my favourite, oh my God, are we out of my favourite? Surely not. Found it. My favourite Nespresso pod is the pink one, the Ginseng Delight. It's the 80 millilitres one. So if I just put it in the machine and single click, so just clicked it once, it would come out as like a full mug like this, maybe like 3/4 full. But it would be colder than I want it to be. It comes out, in my opinion, quite cold when you just do it as it's meant to be done. So what I do instead is double tap, and this might be like totally common knowledge, but I learned how to do this on TikTok, so I'm assuming it's probably not common knowledge. But I double tap so the light goes green, and then what it does is no matter what the pod is, it will create a double espresso version, so like a really short version of the coffee. And then I will boil the kettle and I'll basically make like an Americano, and then I'll add my milk at the end. So it makes it much, much hotter and a little bit more intense, the flavour. So that's my fucking, well, it's not useless. It's not useless information, but it's also pretty fucking boring information. Let me talk you through the pods that we have, because I want to know what pods you have if you have an espresso machine. And if you don't have an espresso machine, you're missing out because it's great fucking coffee. So, decaf Furtado. This is my second or third coffee of the day. So if I'm going to the gym early morning or going for a run early morning, I will have a single espresso, the Altissimo purple single espresso before my workout. And then I'll come home and I'll either have Ginseng Delight, which is what I'm having, or I'll have Costa Rica, which is the blue one. And then I will have decaf as my second or third one, depending on whether I've had a single espresso early morning. And if I'm feeling fruity and just need a quick caffeine hit halfway through the morning, I'll have a double espresso Chiaro, which is like the browny, goldy, greeny, muddy kind of colour. And that's what we get. So we get decaf Furtado, Altissimo espresso, Ginseng Delight, Costa Rica, and is that it? And Chiaro double espresso. What do you get? Tell me in the comments, what Nespresso pods do you buy? We used to get Malozio, but I got bored of that one. Anyway, I'm gonna make my coffee and then we're gonna get stuck into client programs for the majority of the morning because it is Wednesday. And if you've been around here for a while, you will know that Wednesday is my client programming day. That and Wednesdays are when we film our group coaching webinar, myself and Kath. It's when myself and Kath have our client coach meeting that we have every week. Just going to take my magnesium glycinate. If you're female or anyone to be honest, and you're not taking magnesium glycinate, take it. Then we're gonna get on with the day. Okay, bye. Nearly forgot the most important step of my coffee, bar none, which is the My Protein Flav Drops in vanilla specifically. Not an ad, not affiliate, but I fucking should be with the amount of Flav Drops I've bought in my life. I should have an affiliate link, but alas, I do not. But this is basically 0 calorie flavoring, so it's like stevia, but a more intense flavor and a nicer flavor in my opinion. And I take it literally everywhere. My friends now don't even blink when I bring that out and pop some pipettes in to my coffee at the coffee shop. I take it literally everywhere, and I genuinely feel like I've lost a limb if I realise that I've gone out for the day, or God forbid, gone out for a weekend or a trip and not brought my Flav Drops. It's a really sad day when that happens. But genuinely, when people leave the house and they're like, right, keys, wallet, phone, I don't know, water, lip balm, in that lineup for me is Flav Drops. Keys, wallet, phone, water, lip balm, Flav Drops. That's my lineup for leaving the house most days. If I don't have my Flav Drops, all hell breaks loose. Anyway, I'm gonna have my coffee and get to work. Just thought I'd show you my breakfast because when I said yesterday that I will have this on repeat, I really do mean on fucking Pete. And if you are, whether you're sort of dieting, focusing on fat loss, focusing on maintaining your weight, one of my biggest and easiest suggestions where the quality of your nutrition is concerned is find meals that work for you in terms of keeping you full, keeping you satisfied, meals that you enjoy, meals that are high in protein. Find meals that work and just rotate them and swap out things like the fruit, the toppings and things like that, but have something that works for you so that you can rely on it rather than constantly feeling like you have to make everything exciting and new and different every single meal, because that gets overwhelming and exhausting pretty quickly. And then you'll just end up resenting the idea of taking control of your diet and then go back to eating random crap all day, every day. So find meals that work for you, keep them as staples, and then you'll find sort of maintaining a good quality diet much, much easier, in my opinion.
Stop cutting corners, which is probably what is happening right now for the majority of you, and that is so normal. Dial in and squeeze out every lap.
Only 2 reasons why rate of progress is slowing down for you. It is one of these 2. Number 1, your body has, air quotes, caught up to your deficit, aka just out for a little lunchtime plod. Been at my desk for a good whack of time, so I need to stretch my legs, get some vitamin D, all that good stuff. And honestly, in comparison to where we were living in London, there are so many lovely walks in and around the area that we live now. One walk being, I think I've probably shown it on one of the earlier vlogs, but I literally live 2 minutes down the road from this path that covers, I think it's 6 kilometres worth of path, and it was created off of an old railway line that connected the east to the west of the city, and now it's been developed into a cycling and pedestrian path, and it's gorgeous because it's sort of under the road. It's really quiet, and it's just a lovely flat scenic little path, literally 2 minutes from my door. So gonna go have a little wander down there and ring me mother. There you go. That's where I'm about to walk down to get onto the path and have a nice little lunchtime walk. Okay, so it is about exactly 3 o'clock, and wow, crazy. And I'm hungry. And I'd planned in my day to have a protein bar for me little mid-afternoon pick me up, but I am pretty damn hungry and also very sort of snacky. I want to have more substance. And I know that when I'm in this mood, protein bar just doesn't do it, because it'll be 4 bites and then I'll be done. And I'll be like, I want more stuff. So for pretty much the same amount of calories and protein as the protein bar I was gonna have, I'm gonna have this big old bowl of goodness. So I'm gonna have 150 grams of 0% yogurt, fruit, and a little bit of granola. And I appreciate it is pretty much exactly like my breakfast, but like I said, if you've got your staples, fucking use them. And this is going to keep me much fuller because the satiety effect of having to take longer to eat it will increase my sort of rate of fullness, and it'll be more long lasting, so I'll enjoy it for longer, so it'll stop me from wanting to eat any more after I've finished it. So I'm going to go enjoy this. Just about to jump on a call with a client for her catch-up call. So one-to-one clients have the option to book a catch-up call in every 4 to 6 weeks, depending on what their sort of needs are from one month to the next, whereabouts they are in their training cycle, that sort of thing. And then I have a consultation call with a lovely lady after this one, where we're going to sort of chat through coaching, how everything works, what services we offer. Then I will be done for the day. It'll be about 5:45, 6 by the time I wrap up these calls. And then I'm going to get out on another walk because I'm feeling a bit meh this afternoon, feeling a bit tired, meh is the right word. No particular reason, just a bit meh. So gonna get myself back out into the sunshine, little boost of vitamin D before wrapping up for the day. And then I've got a tasty Tesco's Finest ready meal waiting for me for my dinner, and I'm really fucking excited about it. I cannot tell you how excited I have been for this meal since I ordered it in the food shop last week. I'm so excited. Yeah, this looks unbelievable. I'm so excited to tuck in. It's the little things in life that really get you. And this is a little bowl of pasta that's making me very happy. Is that not just a thing of beauty? Yeah, it is. Good morning. Happy Thursday. It is. Oh my God. We went for coffee. We went to grab a coffee this morning and Josh didn't drink half of his coffee. It's like £1.50 he's wasted there. Would it be really, really cheap of me to put it in a mug and microwave it? Probably. Am I still going to do it? Yeah. But whilst I do it, I'm going to chat to you. Happy Thursday. I had a slower morning today. I say slower morning. I woke up at 6, but I stayed in bed. I forced myself to stay in bed until 7 and just read my book, which I suck at doing. I suck at just letting myself have a little bit of extra time in bed in the morning when I'm not going to the gym. So I did that, and then we went for a little walk and a coffee stop, and now it's on to a day at the laptop for the most part. I am going away, like I've said a bazillion times in this vlog, for a couple of weddings in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm taking a full week off of work in that time. I haven't taken a solid stint of time away from work since Christmas. Life of a self-employed gal whose business is herself. So at the moment, thing with running a business and being self-employed is that you spend about 3 times the amount of time you're taking off work prepping for taking a week off work. So I'm going away in 2 weeks and I've started prepping now. So I'm getting ahead with things like email content for whilst I'm away, content for social media, for Instagram, TikTok, content for YouTube that I'll be getting this vlog up for the weekend so that I can get another vlog ready for before I go away. Oh, so it's all go here. And we are just at the end of nearing the end of our group coaching program, which means that there are lots of success calls being booked in by girls who've done our most recent group coaching intakes. I've got that to sort out as well. So lots going on. So it's going to be a big old laptop day. I'm going to take myself out for a working lunch because today is the only day of the week and the only day for the next 2 weeks where I don't have any calls whatsoever. So I can afford to go and work from a cafe. So I'm going to do that later and I'll take it with me there. But for now, I'm going to finish this coffee and hop on a webinar, a copywriting webinar that I do each week with my business mentors, which I am currently late for. So I'll see you in a bit. So breakfast has been had. For the first time I actually can't remember how long, I had a savoury breakfast. I'm not a savoury breakfast gal. Actually, that's a big fat lie. Because on Sunday, after the wedding, we went for breakfast and I had a veggie full English situation. So that's a big fat lie. Apologies. Before Sunday, I can't remember the last time I had a savoury breakfast because I am a sweet breakfast gal through and through. If it's not yogurt, it is porridge, and there are very few circumstances where that changes. So today was a big day for me. But the only reason for it was because I have no yogurt and no protein powder. Just having porridge on its own wouldn't have really kept me full because there's a little bit of protein in oats, but not substantial enough to hit my sort of minimum 30 grams portion size. So I had what I've been having for lunch, I had for breakfast. So I had like a veggie scramble with a crumpet because we don't have any bread. I'm just gonna read a couple of pages of my book, the sort of non-fiction book that I'm reading at the moment. I always try and have a fiction book and a non-fiction book running at the same time that I'm reading. Non-fiction book I'll read during the day because I kind of consider it work-based reading. So this is Dr. Hazel Wallace, or the Food Medic's new book that she's just brought out called Not Just a Period, which is pretty self-explanatory about what it's about. I'm going to read a few pages of this before getting stuck back into work and getting on top of some more programs that I didn't get round to completing yesterday, and trying my very best to get ahead on some program updates for next week, so that next week I can get ahead on program updates for the week afterwards, so that I then don't have any to do whilst I'm away. So that's the plan. Okay. So, just slapped a bit of makeup on because I'm about to head out. I'm going to head down to Stockbridge to a place called Newtown Deli, which I've been to. We went for lunch there the first day of our flat hunting trip back in March. And it does really good lunch stuff. Exactly what you want from like a nice cafe lunch, like salads, sandwiches, soups, all of that good stuff. So I'm going to go there for a little working lunch, bring my laptop. I've got a couple of like parcels I need to drop off at the post office, a bit of life admin to do. And yeah, that's the plan for the next few hours. So let's go.
I'll grab you some cutlery. Just give me one moment.
Thank you. I actually can't get over how warm it is. It's so gorgeous and warm. So much so that I'm getting slightly worried about the heat on my laptop. But that is an amazing problem to have when you are in Edinburgh and sat outside. I mean, it is the middle of June, but even so, you don't really ever expect like a proper summer in Edinburgh. So when you get it, or when you get days like this, there is absolutely nowhere better to enjoy summer, in my opinion. Just getting through some admin, some business admin, some program updates, and figuring out how badly I want a sweet treat. I think the answer is quite badly, so I will probably get a sweet treat. So I'm expecting a little bit of pushback for my sweet treat choice, but I am a granny at heart. I love an early night. I live in my slippers. And one of my favourite sweet treats, when it is on offer, is a date slice. Like I said, I'm expecting a bit of pushback for this one because it is quite possibly the most granny-ish sweet treat a girl can have. I own my granny nature. Granny by name. Actually, yeah, Ellen is quite a granny name. Granny by name, granny by nature. So I'm going to enjoy this. I'm excited. Half for now, half for later / tomorrow. And obviously has to be paired with a cup of tea. Taste test. That is so good. It makes sense that date slice is one of my favourite sweet treat baked goods because crumble is easily my favourite dessert. And the two are very, very similar in texture and like sweetness. Very, very good. Okay, leave me to my slice. I've been sat down for way too long. It is time to go and get some cardio in. I am very, very rarely, in fact, almost never seen at the gym past, honestly, like midday. But I really fancy getting some cardio in on the bike, just some steady state cardio whilst I reply to some messages, and I fancy getting out the house again. So we're going to go to the gym. I'm going to do some cardio. I'm also away like all day on Saturday and quite a lot of shit to do on Sunday. So I don't know whether I'm going to have time to get my second run in of the week. So this might count as my second stint of cardio for the week. So we're going to go do that and then come home and have some dinner. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be continuing this vlog for, but I will see you at the gym and then I'll round everything off when I get home.
I had to pick up some of the goods, just the essentials from Morrison's. Tomatoes, juice, essentially 95% of what my bloodstream is made up of. Fun fact, when I was 16 to 18, 19, I worked in Morrison's cafe on the weekends, and I still get PTSD whenever I go into a Morrison's now.
We are back, showered, comfified. I'm ready to make some dinner. And as I was getting the ingredients out for dinner tonight, I realised that it is pretty much exactly the same as my dinner last night. Minus the ready meal aspect, minus the prawns. But otherwise, I'm having spaghetti, tomato sauce and protein. And that is exactly what I was having last night. But look, Josh was out last night, Josh is out tonight. I don't cook. I fucking hate cooking when I'm only cooking for myself. So if it ticks all the boxes, then that's all I care about. So tonight we've got turkey meatballs, tomato and basil sauce. This one from Tesco, the fresh one, is so fucking good. It's tomato and basil pasta sauce. Yes, I shouldn't be getting that excited about it, but try it and then tell me that my responses are warranted. Bit of cheese. Oh my God, honestly, the pollen count has been so high over the last couple of days. And I don't get like normal hay fever symptoms. I don't get like runny nose, runny eyes, anything like that. I get asthma related hay fever. So when the pollen count is high, my ability to breathe goes down the shitter. So I'm like every third breath, I'm like, anyway, I'm gonna make this whilst I snack on some baby tomatoes. Honestly, the amount of fucking baby tomatoes I get through because I just love them. They're so juicy. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna finish the remainder of my granny dessert, and then I'm gonna watch, I don't know what I'm gonna watch on TV, because again, when Josh is away, I can't watch the shows that we watch together. Like we are binging through Handmaid's Tale right now, not watched any of it, so we've started from the beginning. We're on season 3, and I wanna watch that. I wanna watch Clarkson's Farm, but we're watching that together. Quite rude when he goes out, to be honest, because I don't know what to watch. There's no Kardashians, and that and Gilmore Girls are like the only shows that I know for a fact he doesn't care about not watching. Everything else is kind of like, oh, why'd you watch that? I want to watch that. So I guess it'll be Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls, whilst I eat my pasta, eat my date slice, chill on the sofa, and that'll be that. So, sorry, that was a bit vicious. I'm gonna finish the video here. In the comments, tell me what your favorite baked good is, and is it a date slice? Do you appreciate date slices, even if they're not your favorite baked good sweet treat of choice? Give it a like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't already and you're new here and you want to see more of these shenanigans that go on, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.